everyone, it's Mama's Comedy Show.
Hey, cousin everyone, it's me, Cousin Todd, with Mama's Comedy Show, and with me is Cousin Kenny.
Hey, welcome to No Nut November.
And I just failed. And Cousin Taylor.
Ew.
You gotta get on the other side of the microphone.
Ew.
Holy
Well, those
shit,
lights
that
are
was
pretty
loud.
bright.
I was just trying to see all your beautiful faces, but this is a podcast. I don't have to see anything.
So wait, now, Kenny, you're attempting to not eat any sort of nuts over this entire month?
Because apparently that's what No Nut November is. You don't eat any nuts.
Oh. I mean, I have not eaten any nuts so far in November. Taylor,
I'm failed already.
you ate nut?
What can I say?
You failed No Nut November?
Already. It's already day one.
Wow.
Oh,
Well-
man.
I was just so excited.
Did you guys have a good Halloween?
Yeah, I worked, but it was easy.
What'd you do?
I worked in the theme parks.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
was in a little booth all by myself talking to people on a mic and spraying them with water.
Oh.
You're one of those
was fun.
people.
Yeah.
Perverts.
Yeah, perverts.
Spraying
I've heard of
children with
them.
water.
Uh-huh.
When you apply or when you audition for that and they're like, hey, we're considering you for this role, do you get real excited and go, do I get to spray children? Or it's creepier to say the children.
Literally what I asked.
Do I get to spray the children?
And they said, yes, you do. I'm like, I'm your man.
There was a guy in Orlando years ago who was arrested for squirting kids at a bus stop with a water gun. And it was like a super soaker. He was spraying. No, it wasn't a super soaker. It was just a regular water gun. He was spraying them with it. And he was arrested. And they had to let him go because there was no crime.
Wait,
And
I thought I heard something like that, but didn't it turn out to be like something gross in it? Like
No,
bodily
there
fluid?
was nothing. Like, no one knows. I don't think anyone
okay.
checked. But they were like, yeah, there's no crime.
Show me the law.
Yeah.
Show me the paper.
Isn't it amazing that when you have to make up rules that like never existed because you
Yeah.
never thought people would do that?
I was told every law is written because something happened. So I'm
Right.
sure there's a law now.
Yeah. Do you have any, this goes for both of you. Do you have any rules in your household in lovemaking that were established because of something that you did or did not do?
I truly hate a whisper in the ear.
Do you
Please.
really?
I crumble, but like in the worst way.
Like you hate it?
Like I turn into like a shriveled up little worm
Oh.
in the worst way. Please don't
Is
whisper
it-
in my
is
ear.
it just
Talk to me at
when you're-
room.
Is it
Normal
just
volume.
when being intimate, or you just hate having whispered in your ear? in
Any
general?
whisper, anytime, but it's typically during intimate time that people are trying to do that, and I'm
But
no.
What about
No.
like just a regular whisper? It has to be close to you that it bothers you?
Yeah, with intent too. If you just had like a juicy secret, yeah, I'll take that. But like,
Taylor,
yeah,
guess what? But like, have you done the thing at Epcot where you put on the headphones and you hear the people around you talking? It's like a 3D sound experience. You get your hair cut.
No.
You get your hair cut because
What?
you're meeting the big man today, and it's Mickey Mouse at the end of it, and it's at Epcot. But at
This
one point
sounds
they
I
do
haven't been to Epcot in years.
they do whisper in your ear at one point, and it does sound like someone is whispering right in your ear.
Oh, I hate that, and I'll check that off the list as a no go.
So even through headphones, if you're
I know where you live.
Yeah, exactly.
it's not Mickey whispering.
boy.
It's some guy whispering in your ear.
Just a random guy. We don't
Yeah.
even know his face.
Nope.
No.
It's what your imagination puts on his face.
It's actually the spirit of Walt Disney's head
so,
into your
From
ear.
under the ground.
so no whispering in Taylor's ear. Kenny, how
No.
about you?
No rules.
Yeah.
Everything.
Does that mean no sex as well, or
No.
is that why there are no rules? Listen, Kenny, we have one rule. It's not happening.
Yeah.
Not today.
Yeah, no, I've never really. I don't have any rules either. I was telling Beth and Josh before we started, and you guys too. You were here as I was saying it.
Yes.
That I dated a girl who wanted me to tell her stories, like fairy tale type stories, while we were in the act.
Can we hear your best one?
I don't remember any of them because.
Make one up.
Yeah.
because-
You're an improviser.
All right, bend over, and I'll see if I can reenact the scene. But what did you guys do for Halloween?
This is my first Halloween as a homeowner, so
Yeah.
I was hoping for little kids to come to my door, and I got about 8. So
Yeah.
we've got like
How many
8.
did you get back?
Who's to say? It's a
See,
secret.
that's why you got to take the white windowless van out. That's how you get more.
Park it in the driveway.
Todd
Let them
taught me
know. Yeah.
I thought about getting a van recently. Not for that, but you just reminded me, like, because I saw a creepy child molester van on the street, and I thought, well, because I'm packing up everything for our shows at the resort and here in my Honda, my little Honda, and it's getting to be difficult the more and more we do. So I was like, what if I had like a work vehicle, but I don't want to spend $30,000 on even like a minimal, something. So I saw like a little, rape van. I was like, that might be actually kind of great.
How much do rape vans go these days?
No one answered when I posted that question online. Curiously, no one responded when I said, how much for a rape van? But when I said, how much for a child diddle van? Well, then the inbox lit up.
Yeah,
Do
million
they come-
responses.
Do they come with candy? Or do you have to provide your own?
I come with candy.
Yeah.
Kenny, what did you do yesterday?
I told you I worked.
Oh, that's right. The theme
Come
park.
on.
I was in Atlanta yesterday morning, and there was a theater there that was doing one of my plays. So that was kind of fun to see, to go up there and
Fancy.
see. It's weird when it's like something we did that show here. It had 2 runs over 2 years, like 13, 14 years ago. I don't even remember how long. We'd started Mamas. And I remember, like, at the time, it's a drama, and it's a really intense show about the zombie apocalypse. It's called Zombie Monologues, and it's survivors telling their stories and like the horrible things they had to do to survive.
It's like the vagina monologues.
Except it's not zombies talking. It's people talking about like what they had to, like the terrible things, and it's like, I mean,
Like what they had to do with zombie vaginas.
yeah. So it was, we'd done the show twice, and I directed it, and really phenomenal actors here in town that performed it.
I would
And-
love to do that show if you ever decide to do it again here.
Yeah, I really want to do it again, because I kind of got reinvigorated watching this entirely, coming in, not having directed it, not having produced it, but coming in as an audience member and watching and seeing like, oh, this is what strangers do with it. And it was really great. Like, a lot of the performances were super amazing. There was one that I was like, oh, this is the weakest performer, but I could still hear people
Did
crying.
you tell them that?
Yeah, I did right after the show. I was like,
Absolutely.
I whispered out, thank you.
That was their nightmare.
You're the worst one in the show. No, but she was still good. She was just compared to like
Who you've
these.
seen before.
Yeah. Oh, well, the people on stage who the first girl who did the first monologue. First of all, they did like a gender swap. It was written as a man, and they did it as a woman. And banger, like she fucking set the tone for the night, knocked it out of the park. And afterwards, she was like, "I'm sorry, I changed the names," because the producer said, "Oh, and the writer's here tonight." And I was like, "No, you were amazing. Like, once it's in your hands, it's in your hands." Like they did add like a couple things. I think I was generic in writing it because I wanted it in my head to be timeless. So I was like, anytime they mention the president, they just say the president or the powers that be or the White House or whatever. And they were very Trump. Of course, Trump did this.
Ooh.
Of course, DeSantis did this. Like they mentioned everyone by name, to where that always makes me a little uncomfortable because it's so divisive right now.
Yeah.
And you don't know when someone in the audience is going to go, you know what? Click, click. Fuck you guys. Bam, blam, blam.
Yes, it's a very accurate statement. That's actually
I'll show you some real zombies.
Yeah. And then, are you talking into the right side, Kenny? No. You see the.
How about now? Am I good?
Oh my gosh.
Do you guys
that's
do this
so
every
much
week?
better.
Talking out?
Yeah, you have to
'Cause
talk.
the lights are in my face. That's
Yeah.
But yeah, we
Oh well.
we saw that show on the 30th, and then
Nice.
yesterday morning, Halloween morning, jumped in the car and drove back because we had a Mama's show out at the resort.
Yes. The torture show. I was just listening to this episode with Melanie. How did that go?
Good. Well, we did a torture show here last week,
Yes.
and that one was crazy.
Crazy good.
Oh, it was crazy good. The room was packed.
Love it.
Nice.
Like, we were packed.
That's what I like to
We
see.
played some new torture games. Melanie ate bugs.
Oh, man. All right.
And Jason and I did a scene where we were electrocuted throughout the course of the scene.
I did see
yeah.
that. Yes, yes, yes.
That one, I think that was probably the biggest hit as far as the new things went.
Sure.
Josh brought up a really good point. Is the next time we do it, we shouldn't have knives in our hand because we really
Oh, you were frosting cookies.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw this.
and zero muscle control when you're being electrocuted.
Oh,
sure.
God.
Apparently, at one point, I almost stabbed Jason in the eye.
Oh no.
Um,
Oh no.
but
But everyone made it out alive.
yes,
Appendages and all.
I set the unit at first. Like I attached one to my right bicep and the other one to my left, like forearm or inside of my arm. And Jason set his the same. Ali had his unit. Melanie had my unit. Giggity. And, and I turned it up to 5, which is like the halfway point. As I handed it to her, while I'm handing it to her, I have no control over my arms. Like my arms are just jiggling and bouncing. My fingers are just forcibly closing themselves or splaying out. Like no control over my arms at all. I hand it to her like that. At one point, I'm holding a cookie in my hand, and it was like a magic trick because that cookie popped up like 7 inches.
Oh.
And my hand, because my hand just splayed open so fast, but like it's wild to not have any control over your
Sure.
hands. And,
Yeah.
and then both of my arms tightened up to my neck and my fingers clenched together, like making little Kermit faces out of my hand, clenched together. And I turned around to Melanie and I said, "Are you making this worse?" And she just started nodding, laughing. Ah! And at
Oh,
the end, I
no.
was like, "How high did you go?" And she went, "I went to 10."
Perfect.
And I was like, "Oh, you bitch."
Perfect. Well, did you get her back yesterday? Maybe not shocking, but
no,
in other
she-
ways.
no.
I'm sure he'll get her back at some
No,
point.
she
Yeah.
did. She did. She ate some more bugs yesterday. I think she's gotten a
Delish.
taste for it. But then we also bought those Final Boss sour candies. Have
I
you
don't
seen
know what
those
that
all over
is.
TikTok? They're like
Whoa.
super sour candies, and they have 3 levels,
Dang.
1, 2, or 3. And we had to eat those. They kind of hurt. They're so sour,
Ugh.
but
Oof.
not like. I'll find some for you guys.
Perfect. Thank you.
But yeah, no, tonight's good. We got a small house tonight.
That we know of.
That's true.
They could be hiding.
Yeah. But no, I mean, Halloween was good. We're planning next year's Halloween show already.
Already?
Yeah, because there was a lot that went into this one.
Nice.
Everyone had their own custom Halloween song. Oh, speaking of, Taylor, you have a song tonight.
I have
Oh,
a
nice.
song?
It's kind of a placeholder song.
Okay, great. Perfect.
But it's good.
Okay.
It's good. I just
Looking
didn't
forward
I didn't
to
have
it.
time to do a full video like
That's
everyone else.
okay.
But you do have a fun picture up.
Love it. Can't wait.
What else is going on?
Oh my God. Nothing. There is this crazy, scary horror thing called the election happening.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
hard. So hard to avoid it. So we're here to avoid it.
As much as we try.
This is our last show before we know who the next president is going to be.
Dun, dun, dun.
And, you'll be able to tell a lot based on the energy of next week's podcast.
I know. Literally, I'm like, don't make
Hi,
plans.
welcome to Mama's podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's either going to be super happy, energetic people, or it's going to be like all of us trying to learn another language on the podcast. Like, bonjour.
Yeah, we've all moved. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, no, I mean, honestly, we're not going to know next week
No.
because it's
No.
going to be one of those things where it's already, people are saying cheating,
Yep.
and the rumor is that Trump is going to declare victory no matter what.
Oh, that's not how that
And-
works.
But
Look
they're-
at us getting political now.
But they're already saying that he's going to do that, and then it's going to go to the courts, and it's scary.
scary. Kind of like Halloween Horror Nights.
Did you go?
Absolutely not.
I went too. That was good.
I would pay.
Well, she didn't go.
I didn't go. I would pay so much money for the like no boo light up thing because I
Oh, yeah.
love the theatrics of it all and I want to see it. I just don't want to be attacked.
Right?
Or I don't want any. I don't know.
They don't whisper in your ear.
They no, but they get close enough that they could. Yeah, if I could like buy the Harry Potter invisibility cloak or whatever, I would do it. But I watch all the media walkthroughs like the second it drops because I love it so much. But
Yeah.
I'm not going. Won't catch me there.
So you just don't like the houses at all?
Here's the thing. My grandfather took me when I was 8 years old, and that's a hard bounce back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah. I went back one time with my mom at 22, I think, and I definitely do not trust my husband to keep me safe. So
Right.
guess
Yeah.
it's-
Why don't you trust your husband to keep you safe?
Oh, because he knows this is a weakness. Who do you think's whispering in my ear? Like he's just gonna whisper in my ear as we go through the house?
He just
Absolutely not.
Wake you up in the morning like,
Literally. Literally.
what if you're listening to a podcast and they start whispering?
I feel like ASMR is like nice whispering. It's a little
Oh, so
different.
now we know what you're into.
Mm.
Your body
Wow.
got way more
All
relaxed.
right.
I know you just
if
I had-
exactly.
if I had fingernails, this would
Okay.
sound so nice.
Yeah, I don't have any today.
No. I like right now they're pretty good, but I do have a really bad habit of peeling my nails, like the skin of an orange.
Ew.
But
Okay.
they come off so easily when you peel.
Yeah.
And my assistant hates it when I do that. So I try to be better about it. And while we were driving up to Atlanta, she actually clipped my nails while I was driving
Uh-huh.
and she filed them. And that is something that totally grosses me out.
Filing?
Filing nails.
Say
Like
more.
the sound of it is just gross. And when someone is filing my nails, I feel it up my spine. It is
Yeah.
like the nails on a chalkboard don't bother me. The Tupperware thing doesn't bother me. That bothers me so much. That and when people bite their fork when they eat, and like they slide it out of their mouth,
Yeah, that's annoying.
like the sword unsheathing is like shink. And every movie
Mhm.
where there are two women having a witty conversation,
Sure.
eating salad, they are always biting the shit out of their fork, and it drives
Oh,
me
yeah.
fucking
Or they're like
crazy.
playing with it in their teeth as they talk. They're like,
I don't-
he's just the worst.
I don't mind. Like I would rather them pick their teeth with a fork.
Yeah.
But that shink sound as it comes out is the grossest fucking thing in the world.
Wow.
That is my ear whispering, Taylor.
Listen, no judgment here. We were talking about that before this started. No kink shaming
No
here.
judging kinks.
Nope.
I don't know if we talked about this last week or if we talked about this. No, we did talk about this last week. So let me get
What
your
are
take.
kinks?
Yeah, well, I was saying I went to a private Episcopalian school when I was little. So all of the girls in my class had the plaid
yes.
pleated.
Oh, I wasn't here for this
Skirts.
conversation.
Yeah, but that I think that in my brain is why whenever I see like even a 90-year-old lady wearing a pleated skirt, I'm like, what's up? Hey, all right. Can you guys pinpoint anything?
Mm.
Like Taylor, can you pinpoint the first person that whispered in your ear? That was it your grandfather in a haunted house?
Thankfully, no.
It's gonna be okay.
No, I can, and I do hate that person who did it, and maybe it's like just a knee jerk.
Who was
like,
it?
Well, you know.
Was this a relative?
No,
Okay.
thank the Lord. No, just some dumbass pilot, but don't even worry about it.
A pilot?
A pilot.
What
I
sort of
know.
planes are you flying on? Where they?
No, where they're coming in the back.
Hey, you want to sit on my lap while
Whispering in your
I'm
ear.
flying?
Yeah,
Well, if
I
they're coming
know.
in the back, there you go.
I know. I know. What a dangerous word. But no, I don't think I have like a pinpoint moment. I was listening to that episode, thinking of my own. You were talking about your first celebrity crushes. Mine was Corbin Blue from High School Musical.
Oh.
That curly hair got me.
Yeah.
But I cannot say that that it's gotten me
But-
since then.
But like when you were watching it, like was that when you were discovering like, oh, what is this about? Because I think it was Jason said Christina Applegate on Married with Children, and
Yeah.
I do distinctly remember waking up from a dream about her and going, what is this about?
I guess. I don't know. If it's either him or Nick Jonas. Also great option. All
Well,
those Disney Channel boys.
Sad,
they really
sad to say he was saving himself, so you wouldn't have gotten any of that.
No.
He had a ring. He had a promise to God.
Do you want to know what's even worse?
What?
Is I also had one because he had one.
Oh.
The worst.
So you and your husband waited until you
Wow.
got married?
No, I didn't. I stopped wearing
No,
that.
when she realized she couldn't be with Corbin Blue, she's like, "Fuck this, I'm not
Get,
waiting." And
yeah.
neither are you.
Yeah.
Threw the ring into the
exactly.
sun.
Yeah.
What about Kenny? Kenny, do you have any? Can you pinpoint a kink moment in your life? Like the first time you saw a National Geographic?
No, nothing
you're
like
like-
that. My first celebrity crush was Jessica Rabbit.
A cartoon.
Yeah. Well, think about it. Red hair, big boobs. You've all seen my wife.
Yeah, I get it. I get the cartoon thing. My favorite is when you mention like hot cartoons and someone goes, "Oh, the Little Mermaid." You go, "Hey, dude, she's 15.
Yeah, I know. It's
Calm down.
ridiculous.
Calling the cops now.
Yeah,
Cartoon Chris Hansen's gonna come out right now."
That's a whole
Hey,
trend.
why
on,
don't you have a seat right here?
that's a whole trend on TikTok right now. Is the "Hear Me Out" and people are sharing their cartoon love confessions.
I've heard some weird ones. I heard a guy that was like, "What is it Babs Bunny?"
Yes.
I've heard
From
guys
Tiny
say
Toons.
Babs Bunny, and I was like, "Dude, that's just Bugs and drag." Whenever Bugs puts on like the wig and does the opera thing, it looks a lot like Babs. So
Wait, do they mean Babs Bunny or the one from Space Jam, Lola?
Is that her name, Lola?
Oh.
No, they mean
Lola's a-
Lola.
Lola's
There's-
a good
okay.
choice.
Babs is Tiny Toons.
Oh, it's
It's
Chris
safe, yeah.
Tiny Chris Hansen's gonna come out and
Yeah,
arrest me.
but
right?
she's a college student, so
Yeah.
it's okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it was Lola. Was that who it was?
Lola Bunny, yeah.
Yeah.
She's a good choice.
Now she looks like Bugs though, when he does drag, and
I
we know
mean-
how the state of Florida feels about drag.
Well,
We can't watch that episode anymore.
No, it's
Ooh,
ridiculous.
can you imagine? Can you imagine if that came out? It was like, hey, you guys. It's like, do you watch It's Always Sunny?
no.
Oh,
I've seen bits and pieces.
amazing show. It is such a funny show. But they've done several episodes where the different members of the cast do blackface.
Oh
but-
goodness.
Ugh.
But
Perfect.
it is no. I mean, listen. I'm not here to say doing blackface is right because it's not. But the context that they're doing it in is they're filming a new Lethal Weapon movie because they don't understand. They're not looking at it as as blackface. They're looking at it as, well, I want to be Murtaugh. Like I want to be Murtaugh. So they're doing their best impression.
Oh my
and-
god.
But like halfway through, they're like, you're not getting it. So they switch,
Oh goodness.
and those episodes aren't streamable anymore.
Oh well.
Oh man.
You know.
And so I think on the last season, they were refilming a new one, but they kind of pointed out the fact that they can't do it because nobody will be able to watch it.
Fair.
But oh my God, that show is so fucking funny.
I've never seen it, but in college, I took a speech class and we only had to give a 5-minute speech. And this kid went on for 15 minutes about why that was the greatest comedy ever
Oh my
created. And we
God.
were like, we got it.
Once you
Stop.
know the show is about terrible people,
Mm,
they get away with everything because it's like,
there you go.
oh my God, it's so funny. Danny DeVito is one of the funniest people on the planet.
hmm
And his character Frank can get away with anything because he's terrible. So the worse he is, the funnier it seems.
Let's check it out. Can you stream that? Did you just say that?
Yeah,
It's on Hulu.
Hulu.
yeah.
Got it.
It's long. It's been on for a long time.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think 16 seasons or something like that.
than
Yeah,
That's like Grey's Anatomy.
and you don't have to jump in like at season 1.
Got it?
You can jump in anywhere because
Sweet.
it's all every episode is kind of its own thing.
Sweet.
I did see the one episode where Dee was trying to live like the Sex and the City life.
Oh right.
And
Is that
was
the one
funny.
where she wore the shoes and she fell and hit her face on
Yeah.
the? Yeah. Oh, they had a podcast too for a while, a short while, but I guess they just stopped doing the podcast.
Was it like a rewatch podcast?
They were starting it off by talking about they were going episode by episode,
Mm-hmm.
and then they kind of like how we'll start on a topic and then veer off. They would veer off before they ever got to the end of the episode.
Yeah.
But it was fun because it was kind of also you could hear them brainstorming things that were going to happen on the next season, and like there was a moment in one episode where the Dennis character comes into the bar and he's angry and his shirt's all wet and they're like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "I got rear-ended in traffic," and they're like, "Oh man, are you okay?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "I spilled my cereal all over myself." And they went, "What?" And he was saying, "Yeah, I was eating my cereal." You see him in the car with a bowl of cereal eating it. And it was just so ridiculous. But then when you're listening to the podcast, you come to find out that really happened.
Oh.
The actor who plays Dennis was driving in, got rear-ended, and spilled cereal. And everyone went, why were you eating a bowl of cereal, like spoon and everything, like eating the bowl of cereal? And he's like, I do that every morning. And they're like, that's the most stupid thing I've ever heard in my life. And they wanted to put it in that season, but he was still super hot about it. Like he was still angry. So it became a next season thing.
That's funny. He was bitter.
Yeah, but if you get a chance, watch it. It's fucking brilliant. Anywho, we should start wrapping things up.
All right.
That way we can make room for these people who are coming in. And Kenny,
Yes.
what did you learn tonight?
I've learned it is not a good idea to eat a bowl of cereal while driving.
Yeah,
You might get rear-ended.
Taylor, what did you learn tonight?
I learned to never expose your secrets to people, especially like Todd.
Yeah. And I learned something tonight too.
What's that?
I learned a lot of people want to fuck a rabbit.
Yeah. Well,
All right, guys, we're Mama's Comedy Show. Go to www.mamascomedyshow.com. Come out and see us every Friday night. We're at 1010 Brewing. That's 1010 Virginia Avenue. Come by. I'll say this. Kenny's chicken wings are sitting right in front of me. They are the best wings in town.
Yes, they are. They come with wasabi ranch sauce. Oh, so good.
Well, they have different. I have the teriyaki I had. I don't think I've ever had the wasabi. Oh, wait, are yours teriyaki?
Yes.
Oh, but they come with a dipping
Yeah.
side. Oh, I got you. I've never used that. Or I have gotten them naked in the past just because I like the rub that's on there. All right. Where can people find you, Kenny?
Here.
At Mama's.
Yep, whenever you schedule it.
Yeah. Yeah. Taylor, where can people find you?
you can find me at Taylor is Funny on Instagram. I'm also in the Corner Gallery. Check us out at Castleberry. And yeah, that's it.
All right. And you can get my books on Amazon. Just search for my name on Amazon. You'll find my books. Right now, Nightmare of Neverland is doing pretty good. Also, Inhuman has got another little breath
Speaking
of life
which,
in it.
Are you still working on a sequel to Inhuman?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just taking me forever because
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, I
terrible.
understand.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.